Need some help with GED RLA Misplaced Modifiers? Then you're in the right place. Hi, this is Parker from Test Prep Champions, teaching you how to pass the GED fast, and you can get started by clicking subscribe down below. So in this video, I'm going to help you raise your score on the GED RLA section by covering misplaced modifiers, and I want to give a shout out to 5 Barrel Gaming for requesting this topic during one of my GED live help streams that I did. So what is a modifier? Well, a modifier, it's a word that modifies another word. So a modifier, it can change, it can add emphasis, or it can add further explanation to a word, and therefore it can change the entire meaning of a sentence. And I should also mention that a modifier, it doesn't just have to be a word, it can also be a phrase. But it's commonly going to be a descriptive word, such as an adjective. So this is best understood with some examples. So what do I really mean by misplaced modifier, though? Well, a misplaced modifier is just a modifier that's not properly paired with the word it's modifying. And as I was saying, this will make more sense as we go through some examples. So example number 1 is of misplaced adjective. So an adjective, simply put, is just a descriptive word. So in this case, the word cold, which I've bolded and underlined on screen, is our adjective. So consider the sentence here. He drank a cold glass of lemonade. So the word cold, what is it paired with? Well, we see that it's paired with the word glass. So if we read the sentence literally here, what does it really mean? Well, it sounds like it's telling us that the glass itself is cold and not the lemonade. It sounds like it's telling us that the temperature of that glass is cold. And that's not usually what you'd want to write in a sentence. So it would be pretty rare for you to have to write a sentence where you're talking about a glass being cold. So what we really want to talk about here in this sentence is the lemonade. We want to pair that word cold with the lemonade. So now this is an example of a time in which everyday language and how we speak often in everyday situations can differ dramatically from the grammatically correct ways to write. So I can think of a time when I was younger when my sister and my cousin and I, we went for a hike and we came back and we said, hey, it'd be nice to go inside and have an ice cold glass of lemonade. All right, but that's really not the way you'd want to write to be grammatically correct here. And the reason is because it sounds like when you say a cold glass of lemonade, the word cold, it's modifying the word glass, meaning that the glass itself is cold instead of that lemonade. So to be grammatically correct here, we'd want to change it to say, he drank a glass of cold lemonade. Okay, moving right along, example 2 is misplaced adverb. Now an adverb is just a word that ends in ly, simply put. So consider the sentence. Jenny finished her homework so she could watch her favorite show quickly. So how does that modifier, that word quickly, right? How does that impact the meaning of the sentence? Well, it sounds like she finished her homework and then she watched her favorite show quickly. So how can you watch a show quickly? Well, I guess the only thing that would make sense is if she had already recorded the show and then she was fast forwarding through it or something like that. Other than that, you can't really control how fast you watch a TV show unless you can fast forward it or change that speed somehow. Okay, so again, this is a situation where the modifier is misplaced and it kind of changes the logic of the sentence here. So we want to think about what are we actually trying to say in the sentence here, right? So we want to change this so that the word quickly is modifying the word finish. So it should read, Jenny quickly finished her homework so she could watch her favorite show. So see how the meaning of the sentence is entirely different, and so it makes a lot more sense here when we say that Jenny quickly finished her homework, meaning she went through her homework really fast so that she could get to watch her favorite show. So the third case here is of misplaced clause. So a clause, it's a part of the sentence that contains a verb, usually has a subject and a predicate, and if you're not sure what I mean by these fancy grammar terms, then don't worry about it too much. It's not gonna matter for the sake of understanding this example here. So John went to a movie theater with Beth that had good popcorn. So if we read this literally as it appears on the screen, it sounds like what the sentence is saying is that Beth that had good popcorn, as if Beth had good popcorn. So we want to change this. We want to flip the sentence around so that it reads correctly as John went to a movie theater that had good popcorn with Beth. So see how just by tweaking the words and tweaking the phrases here, we can change the meaning of the sentence entirely. Okay, so example number 4 is also important to understand, and this is a common mistake students make in their writing here, so consider this. Example 4 says, Sam told Stephen Saturday they will go to the park. So see the word Saturday here. It's very unclear what's going on in the sentence. So it says Sam told Stephen Saturday. So was it on Saturday that Sam talked to Stephen and said they were going to go to the park? Or did Sam tell Stephen that they would go to the park on Saturday? Meaning maybe it was Monday or Tuesday and Sam and Stephen were talking and they said, hey, this Saturday let's go to the park. So we don't know if Sam is telling Stephen on the day Saturday that they're going to go to the park, or if he's telling him on a different day that they're going to go to the park on Saturday. We have no idea because that word Saturday, it's just parked in the middle of the sentence here and we're not sure how to read the sentence. So there's 2 different ways that you could change the sentence to make the meaning much more clear. So what if we said on Saturday, comma, Sam told Stephen they will go to the park? Or if we say Sam told Stephen they will go to the park on Saturday. So see how just by tweaking the order of the words and tweaking how we read the sentence here, we get a whole different meaning of the sentence. So these are 4 examples of misplaced modifiers. So see how when you put the adjectives or the adverbs in the wrong places, or if you misplace the clause, or if you write a sentence where you've got something like on Saturday or the word Saturday thrown in there somewhere, and it can make it very unclear for the reader what you're talking about and what the meaning of the sentence is. So just remember these 4 examples and you'll raise your score on your test. And if you really want to raise your score, then go take my GED RLA practice test or check out my video where I cover the types of questions that you're going to want to know how to get right on the GED RLA test. Thank you for watching. Check out these other videos. Make sure you give me a thumbs up down below if this was helpful for you. Good luck on your test prep.